Hello, my friends. My name is SITH. Welcome to the new portal for upright men and women. Stay with me as we continue on our journey to true enlightenment and bear just one thing in mind. I take no SITH. I just keep SITH real. Guys, I always come with some very deep topics. And today's topic is extremely deep. It's the topic of paternity fraud. Having said that, I'm approaching the topic from an angle that I doubt if any other vlogger on the internet has ever approached the topic from this angle, or or have even shared a similar view like one I'm about to relay. Nevertheless, you guys know that keeping SITH real requires that I tackle issues head on and deal with it firmly and directly. And today, guys, especially you, the men, today you will learn something which could possibly make you a much happier and contented person and help you to live a more fulfilling family life. Now, why did I decide to touch on this topic? Well, here's the reason. A few days ago, I got a call from one of my The Advisor fans. It was a call out of the blue because I didn't know this person, but the person saw my number and felt like, as a dad's to him, he felt I might be able to give him some good advice. And me, I try to make myself accessible to everybody who watches my videos. Because I'm all about connecting with people. I'm a people person. And once I have time, I'm going to spend time with anybody who calls me. It's a bit difficult, but you're all important to me. All of you. Anyway, this gentleman called me out of the blue and he was relaying a situation to me. He lives in the United States. He was born there to a Jamaican mother and a Barbadian father. Now, this gentleman is 33 years old and his wife is 30. They have known each other for 9 years and have been married for 7, and they have got 2 lovely kids, a girl and a boy. The girl will be 7 in November and the boy just turned 5 in August. He said he loves his children and he loves his wife, and so far he is blissfully married and is happy with his domestic life. But he said that something has happened which has changed everything. He has a co-worker, and that co-worker is going through a divorce. And of course there was some hauling and pulling as to who should gain custody of the kids, because he, the father, wanted the kids because for some reason he think that she was an unfit mother, in his opinion. So to clear the matter up, for some reason it came up that the man asked for a DNA test. And when the DNA test came through, it was confirmed that 2 of the children did not belong to the husband biologically, even though all 3 children are his legally. His name on their birth certificate and all of that. Now, the man is devastated. The wife eventually admitted, this is the co-worker we're talking about now, that she had had a short affair or had some one-night stands with a fellow student of hers when she was in university, and it happened when she was doing some study sleepovers, when she was studying for her degree. She said she know the father of those 2 kids. Did I mention that the first 2 kids were twins? Yes, twins. Said she know who the father is, but she have had no contact with that man since. And she would never want him to be the father of her child. For her, according to her, it was just fork and forget. But anyway, the man was devastated, but as the legal father, he was still fighting to have them. Now, here's the thing. this gentleman who is calling me now, here is his position. At the time when his wife had gotten pregnant with his daughter, she had also been having some study sleepovers at the time in dorms at college. And it has now set him into a position where he's wondering if his children are, if that child is really his daughter. As a matter of fact, he wanted to know if both kids were his. So, what did he do? He ordered a DNA test. He sent it off to a DNA company, and he's now awaiting the results. Because he's now concerned that this and those sleepovers or those overnight studies that his wife had then, at that time, some hanky-panky could have gone on. And let's face it, it could have gone on. And he said that in order to clear up his doubts, he wanted to do the DNA and do the DNA on both kids. However, he said that the DNA test would take about 10 to 14 days to come back, and it's now just over a week. So in maybe 3 days, up to the point where he had called me, the test would have come back maybe in another 3 to 10 days. But he said that since sending off for the test, he has not had a good night's sleep. Reason being, his family is his entire life. His world revolves around his family. And if any of the kids are not his, he's just not sure how he could maintain the family or what it would change. And he don't know how he could. He's more even concerned about his 7-year-old daughter, because he said that she dotes on him. His daughter breathes through his nostrils, and he would hate to find out that she or any of the 2 kids are not his. And he would hate to find out that his wife had been unfaithful, because he don't know how he could handle that. In fact, he said he fears knowing because, no, not fear knowing. He said he fears getting the wrong answer that he doesn't want, because his life will never be the same. So he is dreading getting back that envelope and opening it and seeing the results, and the possible turmoil that it is going to cause in his life, the upheaval it could bring to his very stable and blissful marriage and family life. So, tell you what, even though I had something to do at the time, I decided to spend a few moments with this fellow, because he was truly going through a really severe emotional crisis and depression, of course, because the way he talked is like he was waiting on his own execution. So I had to look at him and I said, brethren, sometimes you have to learn to leave well enough alone. I said to him, say your daughter, as she is now, was somebody you had just gone to an orphanage, for example, and had picked her out and took her home to raise her as your own, would you have loved her? And he said yes. So I asked him, would the same apply to your son? And he said yes, he doesn't think his love for them would have changed once he take them unto him. He said that once he adopts them and take them unto him, then he could love them. So I said to him, so why you run go look ras trouble? I said to him, sometime when you learn to leave well enough alone, you know. You are currently living in blissful ignorance, and your life is perfect. And you go and dig up and dig up and dig up to look for misery. Him say him just want to know. Him just want to know. So I said to him, brethren, is not everything is worth knowing. There are certain things which are best left where it is. So I asked him, if you find out so that the kids are not yours, especially the daughter, what's your next move? He said he doesn't know. So I said to him, but you must have gone through the scenario in your head of seeing negative for either of the kids or both. Because after all, you knew the consequences of opening that envelope and looking at those results. So he let out a big sigh and he couldn't answer. I said to him, brethren, when you walk looking for trouble, you will find it. Look at your life. Two lovely kids that you dote on and who dotes on you. A lovely wife that you have no reason to suspect is cheating, other than she have had a few nights of sleepover irregularly, which happens normally when you are in university and you have a group study, because group study is a normal part of most college life. Brethren, if you have been listening my channel, you will have heard me say all the while that knowledge is power, and it remains true. Nevertheless, sometimes there's a time when getting a piece of information and trying to wrap your head around it cause you to see life in a different way, and your life end up never ever being the same. So I asked him directly. I said, do you love your daughter? Let's deal with the daughter, because you're more concerned about her paternity than that of your son. And he went on to tell me how much he loves her and how much she loves him. And I went on to say, so what? If you find out, you must know how you're going to view her from that point onwards. How are you going to view her? Will you stop loving her? He said no, he cannot. Because he would know how to turn off the love he has for his daughter. So I said, since it will not change how you feel about her, what is the point in knowing? So, your feelings for her will not change, but your actions might. Are you willing to walk away from her, never see her again, or change the love you have for her, or torture yourself by removing yourself from her? Well, he said that to that he just avoid thinking what would happen after he finds out, but he don't think it could be good. So I said to him, well, you better start thinking from now how you're going to go up to that child, stare her in the eye and say, I am not your father. Are you prepared to do that? Are you prepared to break her heart and break your heart? Because your heart is going to be broken the minute you open that envelope in the first place. As for your wife, who before your co-worker had his problems, you doted on her and thought that your marriage was perfect. Are you willing to also just walk away from her? I don't know who owns the house you live in, but the question is, are you prepared to just pack your bags and walk away if either of the two children are not yours? Are you prepared to stay in the marriage and keep beating your wife over the head with the fact that she gave you another man's child? Or are you prepared to put them out and say, Uno can't stay here? Or are you prepared to split up the family and take says one child is yours, take one and give the mother the other? Or if none are yours, to put out the mother and the child, or you just pack your two bags and just walk away? Because of opening, those are the possible consequences of opening that envelope. His position was, I wasn't thinking that far ahead, or I tried my best to put that out of my head, and all I was doing was praying that I didn't find anything in the report that would make me have to think beyond loving them and knowing that they are mine. So I said to him, brother, you know the consequences of opening that envelope, and you should be prepared to face the changes or the consequences of being privy to that information. So he said that is why he called, because he doesn't know what to do now that things is coming to nothing, now that things has reached or approaching critical mass, he doesn't know what to do. So I said to him, brother, just when the envelope comes, take it. And without opening it, put a lighter underneath it and burn it. And you're doing this for your kids. You're doing this for your wife. You're doing this for yourself. I tell him that, listen, only a man who wants to get out of a marriage and who wants to get out of supporting his children and want to run away and go gallivant without responsibility, only such a man would order DNA test. Because that is basically the consequences of it. And the lesser consequences, which is still bad, is that the relationship between him and his wife and his kids are going to change, because it will never ever be the same. Now, what I ask him, what is more important to you? Having a stable marriage, a family that loves you, these three people that are the nucleus of your being, and you are planning to muck that up by learning whether these kids are yours or not. A real father, let me tell you something, a real father does not care about DNA if he wants to be a father. Because there is a big difference between a father and a sperm donor. And I said, to me, you're looking an excuse because you want to go, they're going to be a careless boy again. I said to him, brethren, listen to me. I am your DNA test. And here is how I'm going to find out if their kids are yours. Me, I go do the test right now. Who was there at the children's birth? He said he was there for both his kids' birth. And he even cut the umbilical cord of his son. But with his daughter, he had reached the hospital late when that was already cut. So I said, who burped them? Who fed them with bottles? Whose shoulder they were puking up? Who watched them take their first steps? Who watched them have their first days at school? All those little milestones that they crossed as they grew up. Who was there with them through all of that? And he said him. So I said, brother, by all definitions of fatherhood, those kids are yours. Burn up the envelope when it come. Go home, love your kids, love your wife, and enjoy your happy marriage. But he had one more question. He said, but knowing that my wife was cheating, I just stop him and say, look, brother. Every woman is going to fall upon you sooner or later. Every single one of them. There is no woman that has ever lived who will not at some point, somewhere, somehow, go and give away the pums. So if at that you go fret pan, don't even bother fret pan that. Just enjoy what you're having and just live in blissful ignorance. Because if you even find out say she cheat, and you left her go take a next woman, what you think happen? The next woman going fuck man you see and way, brother. So my advice to you is do not worry about things you cannot change. Enjoy the things that make you happy. And right now the happiest thing for you is your family. So do go, have a happy life and enjoy. Sometimes you know too damn fast for no own good. And sometimes some things are best left alone. Now tell me guys, tell me what you think in the comment section. And I'm just keeping SITH real.